दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी और ऐतिहासिक एआई इम्पैक्ट समिट में आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन है।
I basically felt very disappointed because it's not only about the wearables, it's about the effort which you put in, which is what I keep on pointing, right? You come all the way, you are very excited, you basically figure out logistic, accommodation, everything, right? So when these things happen, I was very disappointed. And at the spur of moment, I wanted to just write it down. And when I wrote it down, it actually generated a lot of virality. Security personnel who came, he was like, no, no, you have to leave. I requested him that previously the sir which I met. So while leaving, I asked him whether we can leave devices behind. He confidently told me, yeah, this is a secure zone. You can leave your basically wearables behind. Others have also left some of their belongings, so that should be fine.
Do you regret having put out this post?
No, I don't regret because I am very proud of my country. I am very proud of the way we allowed freedom, right to speech, to be more precise. And I think as individuals, we all, as proud Indians, we all have unbiased opinions about things which we could put out. So I was very confident.
This AI Impact Summit has been a grand success on many fronts.
Dhananjay Yadav is the co-founder and CEO of NeoSapien. They are into producing India's indigenous AI wearables, and as they claim, they are also world's fastest growing AI startup. But then he's also the founder of a post that had set off a storm. When India's high-profile AI summit was supposed to showcase to the world India's innovations, it was this post by Dhananjay Yadav that exposed several fissures, stolen devices, confusions, and much more. It also exposed several questions. Most importantly, how prepared are we to handle events of this scale? But beyond headlines and controversies, there is a story lying much deeper as what India can learn from it. So for a person like Dhananjay Yadav, how affected he had been, and startups like his, because of Galgotias controversy. Did Galgotias overshadow innovations that are truly India's pride? Have you ever thought about something very simple and yet logical? How many people did apply for this AI summit, and how many people eventually got through an access to finally showcase their innovations inside that AI summit? Have you ever thought, was there any kind of a screening process? If yes, who were doing it, who all are responsible, and what mechanisms were adopted by whom to finally decide that Galgotias can qualify with their Chinese dog robot? We spoke with Dhananjay Yadav. Yes, this interview is important for one and all to understand how things have worked, finally allowing him to showcase his innovation. However, day one had been quite patchy for him. But then let's understand the game. Let's understand what goes into the making of AI Summit, who frames the rules, who forms them, and who should be held accountable. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Yadav. To begin with, I want us to understand who you are, what you all do.
So I am the CEO and co-founder of NeoSapien. We are building India's first AI wearable that acts like a personal assistant. So basically, if I am speaking with you, it already has my voice fingerprinting. It will also understand if I am speaking with you, what am I speaking, and accordingly create a relationship graph between us on the basis of facts, figures, and entities. So just like our brain functions, it will start becoming more and more smart as I keep on speaking and meeting with you more and more. And now I will get very curated minutes of meeting on the basis of our relationship. Not only that, I will also get very specific reminders of our conversations. And also, we are launching our agentic play where now I can block your calendar. And not only can I block your calendar, but also it will send me a pre. So imagine a scenario where currently AI understands only 5% of our conversation. Everything which we are proactively putting on OpenAI, a Claude, Gemini, right? if it had to understand 100% of your scenarios, 100% of your day, it can actually start taking decisions on your behalf. So for example, if it knows what are you speaking with your doctors, what are you speaking with your family and with relatives, all these kind of things, it can then help you in decision making. So tomorrow if my mom says beta swiggy se order kar do, not only will it understand what kind of cuisine I like, but from where I like ordering and what kind of specific dish. So this is what we believe is going to be the next level of AI.
Can it also go and vote on my behalf? Will it know who I would want to vote for?
It would know who you would like to vote for, but it can't basically vote on your behalf.
Okay. So yeah, that's a good piece of information. Uh, uh, Mr. Yadav, this is your innovation, right? I'm sure
Yeah.
this is the innovation of a team, and I'm sure it's a great, great, great achievement for India and Indian startups that we are doing such great work. So when you went to this AI summit, what was your expectation like to display your innovation? What was your expectation?
So I definitely feel it's a step in the correct direction. So just giving you, I believe I was. This is actually an amazing event to showcase startups, right? And we need more such events like this in the ecosystem to promote startups. So I am very excited that we are hosting AI Impact Summit at such a scale, and hence even I am, and I was very excited of coming to this event. So hence, and even the opportunity of showcasing it to so many different people, right, who would be coming at different stages of life, right? There are founders, there are investors, there are industry experts who are coming in. So I was and I am still super excited that this is a step in correct direction.
Absolutely. But the first post that actually went viral, and in all fairness, while your innovation would take you very, very far, but in this digital space, if you have reached to more than 2 million people, it is because of one post of yours, which is on the basis of your experience from day one. And you said you were disappointed. You were
Hmm.
excited, but then you were
Hmm.
disappointed. So, what
Hmm.
happened on day one, Mr. Yadav?
So day one, basically, as we were told, we were supposed to make our booth ready by 9:30 a.m., which we were clearly told by the advisory. So we were able to reach to our booth by 9:30 a.m. We made our booth. By 12 o'clock, there was a sanitizing process, cordoning off because of PM and his entourage coming in. So then after essentially after that what happened, there were multiple set of security personnel who came. So first set actually asked us, can you kindly can you leave? So I explained that we have built a patented startup out of India, which we should be proud of because we are the only AI wearable in India, right? And globally also there are very less people building it. So he actually liked it. The first person actually liked it. He told others that we can leave one person behind. So let me stay. Okay, he told this. And then there was another set of security personnel who came. He was like, no, no, you have to leave. I requested him that previously the sir which I met, he has clearly told that I can stay back. Well, but he told me, no, you have to leave. So while leaving, I asked him whether we can leave devices behind. He confidently told me, yeah, this is a secure zone. You can leave your basically wearables behind. Others have also left some of their belongings, so that should be fine. As soon as I left, we left around, I think, anywhere between 12:30 to 1. And then there was we weren't allowed entry till say 5 to 6 p.m, right? And that also I came to know from one of the volunteers. So one of the volunteers who is from IIT Roorkee, he actually likes our startup a lot and he has been following us since the first time he came to know about us. So he came to meet at our booth multiple times and he told me, sir, if you need any help, do let me know. And then he came and told us that it seems like the gates will be closed till 5 p.m minimum. So then I was like, it doesn't make sense that we stay for 5 hours. I told him that since you are a volunteer, how about you actually pick and keep the devices? So he was like, sorry, sir, I can do that. So when gates got opened around, I think around 6:30, he went, and then he realized that our devices were stolen. And that's the time when he video called and shared pictures with me. So yeah, this is what happened.
Couple of things that I want to know from your story. When you said the first person came around 12ish and told you to leave, you said that person told you, "Can you please leave?" And then you corrected yourself and said, "He told you, can you leave?" So which one is right? Did he use the word please, or was it more like a direction? No, please, no appeal, just asking you to leave. What was
So
the attitude like?
so first person was clearly that one person can stay behind. Okay. So he was like, yeah, sir, you can stay back. Second person was more directional. So he told me no. So there was different groups of people, right? Security personnel. So first one was like, you can stay behind, you can stay here. Second one clearly told me you have to leave. So it was more directional.
Okay. So the first person who asked you to leave first and then said, okay, you can stay back, was he part of the security detail? Was he wearing any uniform, part of SPG, or was he from the Prime Minister's office? Could you figure out that?
No, I have this hunch around the initial ones were basically more from the expo team, more from the basically the expo teams who were handling the complete event. So I feel those were the first set of security personnel.
Okay. Now, did you know that the Prime Minister was coming?
Yeah, we actually got advisory around it that Prime Minister is coming.
So,
Wasn't
in the advisory, when you learned that the Prime Minister will be coming, did that kind of infuse expectation in you that wow, my Prime Minister is coming, and I would also get an opportunity to showcase our AI wearable first of its kind that we have built in India to our Prime Minister. Were you expecting such things that I will be showing this to my Prime Minister?
most likely I thought that they might secure the complete area because when pm is coming you will already have everything sort out, right? His complete calendar, right? Who is he going to meet, what is he going to do, right? So since we did not receive anything on it, so I was quite confident that they are going to sanitize us as well, right? But as a founder you want to actually take your shots, right? You want to hopefully try to get an opportunity to meet, right? And that is what I requested the person, and he initially told, but then also I understand that they told me to leave. But yeah, you always you want, as any individual in India, right, you would like to meet your PM. So yeah.
Mr. Yadav, after the Prime Minister visited the place, we also saw some videos. We saw some videos shared by the government, shared by his team, where we saw him interacting with some of the young, bright, uh, you know, people
Mhm.
who hold the future of India's AI power. So we
Mhm.
saw certain videos where he's interacting with young people. Uh, how could you were asked to leave and there were people there with whom the Prime Minister had interacted?
So I think there were select set of startups, okay, which were selected. Again, those startups are more matured. We are still at early stages, so there is a difference. So there might be this focus around meeting more matured startups at that point of time. We are just 2 year old as a startup. We started shipping last March.
Okay, so which means it is pre-decided as who would be there and who won't be there, right?
Yeah, it seems like, because basically it also completely makes sense, right? If you are PM, you have lots of activities going on throughout the day, so it makes the sense that your calendar is completely pre-decided.
I mean, calendar is fine, but the interaction, which otherwise looks so organic and natural in a small video clip, it is important to understand that you were asked to leave, but then there were
Mm,
people who were already decided as who to stay,
mm.
who would stay, and who would be part of the interaction with the Prime Minister, and then also feature on that video. So it's fair to say that it was all scripted.
I would say it wasn't scripted, but there would be startups which got selected and then showcasing it in front of and Prime Minister himself engaging would be completely different, would be completely organic how he is engaging and how founders are showcasing their startups to them. But basically selected startups, yeah, they would have selected startups earlier who would get an opportunity.
Mr. Yadav, when you put out that first post, it's visible, it is evident that you were disappointed. You were absolutely disappointed. If I can just quote you from what you have written, think about this. We paid for flights, accommodation, logistics, and even the booth, only to see our variables disappear inside a high security zone. If only security and official entourage had access, how did this happen? This is extremely disappointing.
Hmm. So basically, yeah, because day one, when all these things happened, right, I basically felt very disappointed because it's not only about the wearables, it's about the effort which you put in, which is what I keep on pointing, right? You come all the way, you are very excited, you basically figure out logistic, accommodation, everything, right? So when these things happen, I was very disappointed. And at the spur of moment, I wanted to just write it down. And when I wrote it down, it actually generated a lot of virality, which for me also, I did not realize it will generate that much. But yeah, at that spur of a moment, because there are so many feelings which is going on under you, right? That I wrote everything out. And yeah, that is what I felt on day one.
Do you regret having put out this post?
No, I don't regret because I am very proud of my country. I am very proud of the way we allowed right to freedom, right to speech. What right to freedom, right to speech to be more precise. And I think as individuals, we all, as proud Indians, we all have unbiased opinions about things which we could put out. So I was very confident.
Right. When you say that you did not expect that this would get so much of traction, it's a fact, and it is
Hmm.
absolutely humane to vent out frustration, vent out anger, understandable. Now, a lot of people also criticized you that your one post, and that too on day one of the
Hmm.
AI summit, had brought in some amount of scrutiny on the summit. Well,
Hmm.
had you not put this out,
Hmm.
the scrutiny part possibly wouldn't have begun.
Hmm.
uh, those who are questioning your intent, what would you want to tell them?
So those I wrote in one of my tweets, right? At the end of the day, my life is unbiased views through my experiences, right? So while I will say that first day was chaotic for me, second day was which I have pointed out to lots of people. Second day was equivalent to Web Summit which I had in Lisbon. It was amazing. It was phenomenally made, right? It was so easy to actually enter the hall. There were lots of relevant people who were coming in. And Delhi police is, I have become a fan of Delhi police, to be completely honest. 8:30 a.m. they reached out to me, and since then they have been very empathetic, trying to help me completely. And when I met them, I realized I actually felt that I am in good hands. I never felt that I should be afraid about anything. I should be afraid of saying anything to them, right? So since then I have become more fan of Delhi police. And also overall, initially as a person, right, when you visit a new city, generally you don't want to get involved, and especially with police, right? But with them it was like I felt really great right after speaking with them.
Let's come to the point of the post which you made on Delhi police. So finally, when did they recover your stuff?
So they recovered my stuff actually day before yesterday night. They recovered the stuff, and it was very quick. In fact, they took me to CCTV, also to the CCTV hall to see things. And yeah, in my case, I it's also very difficult to figure out because our wearable is miniature, right? And if you are seeing from CCTV, it will be even smaller. So still, for them to figure everything out, it was super fast.
And where did they find them?
So they actually figured out that there were few contractors who thought this is some fancy looking pen drives, is what they thought. Yeah, because it is good looking and it stands out. So yeah.
So they happily made their own.
Yeah, happily made their own, because even I was confused that if someone is taking the devices without the manual in the box, how will they actually connect it overall?
Access it. Right.
Yeah.
Right, right. Well, as you say, the day two and day three had been fantastic, phenomenal. I'm sure you got your desired exposure. And that was the whole objective, that India positions itself in the global arena. That look, we are here as one of the creators, and simply not coders. We are here as creators, and you can invest in our talent. So it was a great opportunity to kind of highlight our talent. But Mr. Yadav, for the past 2 days, we have been hearing
Hmm.
a big controversy around Galgotia.
Hmm.
Do you think the Galgotia University controversy
Hmm.
has, in a way, hijacked all the goodness of this AI summit? I mean, look at media, look at social media. All that people are talking about this AI summit are mostly negative and primarily centered around Galgotia University. Do
Hmm.
you regret this Galgotia University controversy happened?
So, one of the things which I feel that we also try to sensationalize things, okay, which we believe can get sensationalized, basically, which can get viral. So, if you look at Galgotia, it is just one single incident, right? Exactly near to Galgotia is Scalar Institute of Technology, who I personally know, right? They are doing some phenomenal work. All their kids are doing something which is amazing, and we need to showcase more of those, right? There, in every event there are going to be misses. In case of Galgoti, again, it could be a larger miss. It was a larger miss. Let's be honest about it. But we need to also focus on the things which are truly cutting edge. If you had to see IITM, the work that is going on there, there were other also booths within the hall itself, which are doing phenomenal work, right? In fact, there are only Hall 6 Scalar Institute, another institute which I keep on pointing out. Their students are also doing some really cool work. So we could focus on people who are actually doing amazing. So rather than continuing to focus on one single university, which now people know had screwed it up, right? We need to now, at this opportunity where we have so much of reach, we should actually focus on companies, on universities which are actually doing some really cool work. And that is all my request is that, and that
I mean,
basically.
absolutely a fair point. Not all focus should be given to Galgotia. They don't deserve it. And the good part got obscured and got, in a way, overwhelmed by Galgotia. But you realize, right, that Galgotia messed it up, and they messed it up so bad that it has now brought in international embarrassment. What's your thought about Galgotia then?
So I definitely think it shouldn't have happened. And overall, also, when I just feel when you are coming as a founder, a exhibitor, having a booth over there, right? It's more than government, more than anyone else, right? It should be your conscience at the end of the day, right? Not everything we can actually place on the government, right? While I do understand that they generated more virality, okay, but at the end of the day, it's about your conscience, right? Because government won't know everything. It's human conscious, and we as individual, and this I keep on focusing, has to be righteous ourselves. And if they knew that this is what has happened, they should have been righteous by telling straight away that this is not our thing, this is not our robot, while we are going to put certain systems which is going to enable them to train in terms of Indian ecosystem, which is completely different. That would have made more sense maybe. But as humans also, right, as founders, I keep on saying it's more about the conscious, what you're putting out there, rather than putting everything on government. We as humans should be just more conscious, is what I believe.
Mr. Yadav, I'm so super proud of our younger people, and so proud of you all that you are taking technology way ahead and making India proud, making India technically much more stronger, technologically much more stronger, because henceforth, if there is any kind of war, there was a time when it was an information war. We would soon be arriving into a time in an era where we would be fighting a war over technology. And it's you who all would be the warriors, protecting us, defending us, helping us win every battle. So we are super proud of this generation, this talent you all have. And I'm sure we would be able to learn a lot. Like you said, we learn from our mistakes. Maybe, hopefully, we have learned good enough from the mistakes from this fiasco and from this AI summit, unless we pass out from Galgotia University. Thank you, Mr. Yadav, for your fantastic interaction and for your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for having me here. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.